Hi, everybody. Dan Illman and Mike Beer taking a look at the DRF race of the day for Sunday, June the 30th. It's race number 8 at Belmont at the Big A. We're going to throw up the field. It's a first level allowance going 7/8 of a mile, 7 in the race, including the number 1 Nikitas, who tried turf last time out to no avail, but's getting back to her best surface and maybe a little bit of a class drop for Chad Brown.
It feels like the right kind of spot to run her in, Dan. We'll see. I mean, I didn't, when I looked at the race, I didn't think she was going to be the favorite in here. I don't think she deserves to be because she certainly has to improve to win, but there's upside with this horse.
Most recent win came over this class and distance. I came over this distance and track, pardon me. We'll throw up our time form US pace projector. Curious to see where they have Nikitas in the early part of this race, and they've got her at the back of the pack in a race that might favor pace setters, but they're kind of bunched up on the front end. Pitch Clock, the number 6, is a horse that has some speed, cutting back slightly in distance. I'm not sure if Cupid's Heart's really that much of a blazer. I think St. Benedict's Prep, if they give him the lead, he's going.
Yeah, I think he'll be forward in here. The good news for St. Benedict's Prep is he doesn't need the lead, but he's going to be forward in this race, and he could certainly get there. I thought that you would see speed out of the 7, Cupid's Heart in this race off the layoff. And I'll just disagree that I don't think Nikitas is going to be last in this race. She's not a slow horse early. They've just sort of ridden her that way. They haven't been aggressive with her, but she's pretty good from the gate.
Yeah, I like Nikitas as we start the analysis. I liked her win 3 starts back at Aqueduct, again at 7 furlongs. That was her maiden win. They threw her into the Forward Gal 2 starts back, and maybe the running line looks disappointing, but going back over that day, just seemed like speed was winning every race, and maybe she was compromised by that. Little curious that Chad ran her on the turf at Tampa Bay after that performance, but I like that he's given her a break, and I just think she's found a good spot.
I agree with all that stuff. I didn't. The turf try didn't make sense last time. He debuted her on turf too, and she didn't run well that day. I don't know. That's just kind of weird stuff to me. That being said, I'm with you on the Forward Gal. I don't care about that race. I thought all of her other 3 dirt starts are good performances. I thought she ran well in all of those races, and she's eligible to improve.
The 2 is St. Benedict's Prep, who exceeded today's Beyer speed figure, Beyer par with an 87 Beyer speed figure in this race, going 7/8 of a mile at Belmont at the Big A. Let's watch St. Benedict's Prep. It's a $50,000 starter allowance, second start off the Linda Rice claim, and in the first start, the horse lost the jock. St. Benedict's Prep ran a career best.
Yeah, she just smashes this field. It was the kind of race where she almost couldn't lose, Dan, based off of her prior form. She was a very short price. You can, use your formulator PPs and look up the horses behind her. It's a bunch of lower level claiming horses in a starter allowance race, and she just buried them. But it was a fast race, and she's less than a length away now from having 4 in a row on dirt, save the race 2 back where she lost her rider.
The number 3 is Risk Free, and the lifetime record just kind of speaks for itself. 1 for 27 lifetime, 10 seconds, 7 thirds. They're running her back on dirt after a couple of tough tries on the turf. I think this is her surface, but with that kind of record, she's not the most dependable horse in the world, so demand at least the 8-1.
It's all right there on paper, and that's exactly what she is too, Dan. She shows up and she runs every single time, and she just always finds 1 or 2 horses that are better than she is. She's good though. She could win this race if things, fall her way. It feels like the pace might not fall her way though, and she does like to sit and make a run.
Rice has the 2 St. Benedict's Prep. She also will send out the 4 Belle of the Ball, who's returning to her preferred surface. They had a turf experiment for her last time out, and it's fair to say it didn't work out. Her prior race, however, was this race, a $50,000 starter event, and I thought Belle of the Ball looked pretty good winning with a 69 Beyer speed figure. She's getting away from this group at the end. She seems to like 7 furlongs, needs a slight step forward on figs.
Yeah, great. She ran well in here. It's a good performance. She ultimately wins easily. I think she just sort of is what she is, Dan. When you look at her on paper, that's exactly what you're going to get. I don't think there's going to be some kind of big forward move here. I do respect her switching from turf to dirt for Linda Rice, but I think she's got to move forward.
The number 5 is My Girl Jal, and this horse is a 4-time winner. 5th last time out in a first level allowance going a mile. We generally do like horses cutting back to 7 furlongs, and this horse does have a win at the 7/8 of a mile distance. If the pace is slow, though, it could really work against her.
Yeah, she could be maybe more compromised than just about anybody in here, and I don't think her best race is going to get it done against this field. She got into good form there briefly over the winter, Dan. Her last 2 races aren't great.
Chad has the 1 Nikitas, also sends out the 6 Pitch Clock, a winner 3 starts back, 2 starts against winners. A little bit disappointed, Mike. Beaten favorite both times. They tried a mile. She was up close to a solid pace, but she really paid the price. I don't like how badly she tired.
Yeah, the horse that won that race is actually in really good form, but this horse was bad in there. 2 starts back, she did a lot of the dirty work going the mile off the long layoff, Dan, and it was her entry mate there. They were odds on together for Chad Brown. Her entry mate is the one who won the race after pitch clock sort of set it up for her. So I don't know. I thought she ran okay that day. She was bad last time, and I got to be honest, I didn't like her that much last year as a 3-year-old. I wouldn't take a short price on her. I think the 5-1's fair.
I think the 7 Cupid's Heart's very interesting, making her first start off the layoff because she has won off long layoffs in the past. And I did like her race at Saratoga 3 starts back at this 7 furlong distance, a race where she had to kind of alter course inside of a drifting pace setter and still ran a pretty good second. Now, her final start of the year, or at least her final start sprinting at Saratoga, I didn't love that performance as well. They tried her a 1 turn mile. She ran her usual even race, but I won't be surprised if she takes a step forward as a 5-year-old.
Yeah, and listen, she might not even have to do that, Dan. I think if she just shows up and runs her fast race against this field, she's supposed to be tough. The drawbacks are pretty obvious. I mean, the first 4 starts of her career were really good, and now she's been in the money in all 5 starts since, but she's lost at 3-5, she's lost at 3-5, she's lost at 4-5, she lost at the favorites last time. I mean, your call how short a price you want to take on her this time.
But before we take a look at our top selections, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for the latest DRF videos. Top pick time, race 8, Belmont at the Big A on Sunday. Mike, where are you going?
I'm gonna take the lightly raced Nikitas down on the rail, Dan. The faster horses in this race are just not horses that I trust all that much. I think this horse could move forward.
St. Benedict's Prep, I think, just needs to run her last race. She's going to be tough.
Yeah.
She has the recency edge, and she might have a pace edge on some of these. 2-7-3-1 for me, 1-2-7-3 for Mike. Race 8, Belmont at the Big A, your race of the day for Sunday. Good luck.